leads of TCU 55-48. So the Bulldogs will have to do something that they have not done all year long, come from behind when facing a halftime deficit. They are 0-8 in those situations this year. Ralph Wood, along with Irv Brown here, to talk about the first half. And a couple of guys, Irv, just really jumped right out at you.
It's incredible. We go to the highlights, and I tell you what, this Jones was sensational. He played all 20 minutes, as did Johnson, and they just lit it up. And it's just as simple as that. Don't know any other way to put it. They were incredibly hot. Mike Jones with 24 points, matching the number. Now, Bulldogs did some good things defensively. Here it's Dominic Young with the steal, and then Young will make the court-long pass to Danielle Macklin for the slam. Yeah, anytime you get the home run like that, it really pays off. So Young really came on late. Here's another pick, and Heron, who had the big start, kept his ball club in the game. In fact, he was 8 of 13. Shows you his athleticism as he goes coast to coast, and he makes the little one off the glass. So Chris had a big first half. Dominic Young hit 3 straight three-pointers. Fresno State cut a 15-point lead down to 4, but this was the last shot before the end of the first half. Anthony Burks with a 3. So instead of going to the locker room down by 4, Fresno State trailed by 7. You see Jones and Johnson, the two guys doing it all offensively for TCU. Chris Heron, the only Bulldog in double figures. Dominic Young, those 3 straight three-pointers down the stretch. Pacific Bell, smart yellow pages. First half stats. The rebounds jump right out at you. It's unbelievable. 24-9. You don't beat anybody getting out rebounded like that. And that's got to change if Fresno's going to have a chance. Shooting percentages very good for both teams. But again, the Bulldogs 0-8 this year when they trail at halftime, and Fresno State is down with 20 minutes of basketball left. We'll be back for the second half after this timeout.
What's the deal with this new Long John salad bread bowl thing?
What do you mean?
The name's all wrong. Look, you've got grilled chicken or chilled shrimp, lettuce, tomatoes, dressing.
Like a salad.
That's not like a salad, because you can eat the bowl, which is bread.
So what would you call it?
The self-contained meal unit.
Or meal pod.
Long John's new salad bread bowl is only $3.89.
You guys have too much time on your hands, don't you?
Yeah. Hey, one more reason to take a fresh look at Long John's.
You've tried to prevent it. You've tried to decrease it. You've even tried to stop it. Now you can reduce or virtually eliminate it. Stop snoring for good and begin enjoying nights of restful sleep. Trust the physicians at the Central California Ear, Nose, and Throat Medical Group. RSVP today for our next free educational seminar.
I got it. We blindfold our customers. That way, they won't see our dirty restrooms, or that there are no paper towels and no squeegees, or what a hassle it is to pay, and that we have really long lives.
I see.
What do you want from your gas station? Blindfolds or the basics, like squeaky clean restrooms? 76, we get it.
Don't let the good looks fool you. This is no wimp truck. Mile after mile, load after load, year after year. Chevy full-size pickups just keep on hauling. But don't take our word for it. Chevy full-size trucks. The best when you buy them, best when you drive them, the best when you sell them. Good looks, no extra charge. Get one today at your Central Valley Chevrolet Geo dealer.
Back in Las Vegas, ready for the start of the second half. Ralph Wood along with Irv Brown here. Dominic Young will start the second half for Fresno State, along with Chris Heron, Damon Forney, Darnell McCullough, and Rasan Smith. What's amazing to me, Johnson and Jones played all 20 minutes. Billy Tubbs didn't give him a bit of rest. There's a stat that's rather intriguing. Let's see if Fresno State can do something about that. They shot very well the first half. Both ball clubs did. The rebounds are the difference. Damon Forney with the opportunity for a steal, did not get it. Walker. No good. Davis with the rebound. Off his foot and out of bounds. So it'll be Fresno State basketball. And once again, the inside position, though, to the guys in purple. And Fresno State catches a break there. Here's the pressure. It's been there all game. The rebounding margin was 24-9 in favor of TCU at halftime. Young really came on the last 6 minutes of the half, Ralph. He could be huge. All of a sudden, the ESPN TV crew right in front of us has decided they need to stand up to set things up. Blocking us off a little bit is Forney. In and out, rebound, Rasan Smith puts it up and slams it home.
And once again, now this guy's been getting a little better each and every game. This thing's a long way from over. 5-point lead.
Forney nearly steals it, knocks it off the TCU player, off of Johnson. Fresno State will get the basketball. 13 turnovers now for TCU. McCullough, nice move through the key, left-hander in and out. That baby went way down in.
That was a heartbreaker. I looked over, I thought Derek Kenny was going down with a big one on that one. Good drive, good slash.
That would have cut it to 3. Instead, Jones, no good at the other end. Forney with the rebound. Heron with Rasan Smith on the flank. Heron will take it himself, blocked from behind by Davis and out of bounds.
See if Heron can get rolling again. I thought he got a little tired near the end of the half. He exerted so much energy early. He was so good. Here's a block from behind by the wide body Davis. And it's clean. Well done.
I'll tell you, I can believe he got tired. I got tired just watching him. McCullough rebounds Forney Smith. Dominic Young ended the first half with 3 straight three-pointers. That when another close basket that the Bulldogs nearly had and came out.
They missed a couple of puppies, would have cut it to 1.
See if TCU can make the Bulldogs pay at the other end.
Jerry's
Johnson.
in the zone now.
Yes.
Boy, that's tough when you go against Jones and Johnson in the zone. You got to make sure you find the shooter. The pressure that Billy Tubbs puts on, if you just keep the dribble alive, they back off. They try and double team you against the boundary, and if you keep it alive, they'll just go back to regular defense.
Young for 3. Too long, nobody there to rebound but purple shirts. Johnson gets his 6th of the game. At the other end, Johnson hits 2 straight three-pointers. 23 points now for Malcolm Johnson.
They might streak as good as anybody in the country. They can be very, very good.
After cutting it to 5 and then missing a couple of opportunities to cut it to 1, Fresno State's now given up 6 straight. Steal by Johnson, but it goes to Heron. TCU does not let up. Rasan Smith with the move, the dish, McCullough inside.
That breaks a little mini run. Nice effort by Smith. Showed good, strong hands on that effort. Staying in the matchup zone.
Davis walked with the basketball, took a little extra step as he leaned in to Rasan Smith. And Smith is doubled over in pain. See if we can see what happened.
Down the block, right, throws the elbow. And the walk came before the contact. So let's see if Smith can stay in the game. Let's take a look at the turnovers, Ralph. TCU does a lot of things. There are a lot of coaches who believe if you don't turn it over, you're not doing anything. And Billy Tubbs obviously has his ball club doing a lot of things.
Bulldogs down by 9 as they bring it up offensively. Young, that's inside to Forney, who throws it away. Forney, I think, tried to get a little too cute with the pass, attempted pass around the defender. And Jones makes him pay at the other end.
A strong move by Jones. They lead it by 11.
And it's 26 points now for Mike Jones. His first 2 points in the second half. Heron, right-hand runner, is good.
And that's where he's been at his best. On the drive, give the officials a decision. In this case, no decision. There have been no fouls called in this half. They've let him play, and you know what? Everybody kind of appreciates that. Nothing wrong with it.
Damon Forney cut off that passing lane, anticipating, and gets the steal. Heron, a good look at a three-pointer, going to be short. Rebound comes off to Damian Walker. So we played nearly 5 minutes here of the second half. As a three-pointer put up by Johnson, no good.
I'll tell you what, right now it's like shirts and skins. There's bodies all over the floor. Because you got some tired players. See who gets the second win.
Chris Herron scored 19 in the first half. That was his biggest half of the year. Has 2 here so far in the second half. Boy, that was a great pass. McCullough couldn't quite track it down. The pass intended for Darnell McCullough got by him. He was open under the basket. It's the 9th turnover for Fresno State. So, Bulldogs, still a lot of ground to make up, but a lot of time to do it. 14:54 remaining. We've got a timeout on the floor.
Pat Ryan on Valley Forge's version of the old four-corner offense.
To the far corner, the 97 Escort. Over to the 97 Tracer. Rotate to the 97 Contour. And into the 97 Mercury Mesquite.
Nothing but net savings. But don't burn too much time off the clock. It's a limited offer.
The Silver Bullet. It's frost brewed to tap the clean taste of the Rockies.
Hey, where'd you come from?
The Hall of Fame, my man. You guys look bigger on TV.
Tomorrow morning at 9, join supermodel Cheryl Teagues as she guest hosts Fox After Breakfast, only on your station, KMPH, Fox 26. 14:54 remaining in our basketball game. Fresno State trailing TCU by 9. The winner of this quarterfinal advances to the semifinals tomorrow. A 6 p.m. game to face Tulsa, the Golden Hurricane. A winner over UNLV today in a great game, a great finish, 68-65. Tulsa beating Las Vegas.
That's as electric a crowd as I've seen this year. Here's a look at the field goal percentage.
This is in the second half. Fresno State has fallen way off.
Bulldogs stay in the zone. Davis with a good tip to keep it alive.
Long rebound comes out to Jones. Then Fresno State battles after the miss, and Chris Herron comes out with it. Pressured in the backcourt, dribbling through pressure and drawing the foul.
Tough call, but the right call by Scott Thornley. Now Johnson is down. See if he's all right. TCU wanted to charge. Watch where the contact comes. Contact comes with the knee right there as Herron tries to slice through. That's the first personal foul this half. Now normally games are always decided if they're close by a foul shooting and the foul count.
Herron stumbles and falls and turns it over. 10th turnover for Fresno State. Caught a quick peek at Herron. He made a grimace as he was going down. Then he almost, it looks like, tried to call timeout on the way down. He's flexing his right leg.
Looks like he got a Charlie horse. He took one in the thigh.
Contact on 2 consecutive plays for Chris Herron. Jones with the three-pointer at the other end. 29 now for Mike Jones.
Is this guy as good a shooter as there is at a two-guard in this country? I got to tell you something now. I saw him against Utah. I thought, well, this might be the real deal. Nothing today has changed my mind.
What do you have, 36 against the Utes? Forney with the little extra step there, but lays it up and in. He has 6. Young knocks it out of bounds. Dominic Young going for the steal on the sideline. Nearly had it, but it will be TCU ball.
That looked like it was traveling without a suitcase, but nobody called anything.
Added another move to the repertoire there. Yeah. Kendrick Brooks into the game for the Bulldogs. Darnell McCullough taking a rest. Before we have action, it's a timeout.
Yeah, 22nd timeout.
22nd timeout. 10-point game. So we'll take this time for This Week in Bulldog Sports, brought to you by Glendale Federal Bank. This weekend, the second-ranked softball team will host 3 WAC doubleheaders at Bulldog Diamond on Friday and Saturday. First pitch at 6 o'clock on Friday and at 1 o'clock on Saturday. On Sunday, first pitch is at 5. For ticket information, call 278-DOGS. The baseball team of the Bulldogs will host San Diego State in the 3-game WAC series this weekend. First pitch, 7 p.m. on Friday and Saturday nights, and 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday. Ticket information, call 278-DOGS. This Week in Bulldog Sports has been brought to you by Glendale Federal Bank. Mike Jones will bring it inbound for TCU. 13:39 remaining in the game. Jones and teammate Malcolm Johnson have 52 of TCU's 66 points. Johnson misfires on that one. Fresno State comes out.
Excuse me, Ralph. They went man-to-man that time. Just couldn't afford to stay in the zone with those shooters.
Damon Forney takes the pass from Dominic Young and hits the open jumper. So Forney with consecutive baskets, and he has 8. Johnson drives and slams it with one hand. 25 now for Malcolm Johnson. Young, a long 3. Rebound comes off to Prince Fowler. Drives between Young and Heron and scores.
Boy, that's a way to split a seam. And now they're up by 12 points. They continue to put the pressure on. You get something going, and then they answer. Look at Forney and Davis kill each other.
Forney has it blocked from behind. Heron gets it. Put it up, count the basket, and he's fouled.
He hasn't hit a jump shot since about the first 6 minutes of the game. He's done such a great job with penetration. In this case, he gets a stick back. Here's the effort as Davis and Forney really going after each other. And then Heron, one of the smaller guys on the floor, with the exception of Fowler and Young, gets it off the glass, can cut it to 9.
23 points for Heron. He's 2 out of 3 from the line. 2 out of 4 now. Walker, who got the foul on the previous play, gets the rebound. To Jones, contact, out of bounds. No foul. Fresno State. Kendrick Brooks knocked it out of bounds.
Look at Jerry Tarkanian, who coached here for so many years. His rival, Billy Tubbs.
His record on this floor as head coach of the Rebels was 130-6.
Another one. I'll tell you where he was even better, was the old convention center. They used to referee a lot of basketball games over there. I can't remember anybody beating.
Bulldogs just cannot stop TCU at the other end. Kickball, reset 35-second shot clock, gives it to the Bulldogs out of bounds. 12-12 remaining now in the game. It's 72-60. TCU. Bulldogs have trailed virtually throughout this game. Fresno State's last lead may have been 10-9.
You expect TCU, that is, to cool off, and it just hasn't happened, Ralph. They've hit so many perimeter shots, been incredible.
Getting a lot of good inside shots, also getting a lot of rebounds. Forney, short on the bank shot. Heron up in the air and draws the foul. Jones will go to the free throw line.
Looking for his 30th, 31st point. There it is. Good move. Watch the pivot foot. Takes care of it. That's perfectly legal. That's an NBA move when he gets it up on the glass, too, to make sure he gets a pair.
76% from the line. He has 29 points in this one. 2 out of 2 on free throws.
Winner gets Tulsa. Tulsa's got a good guard. I watched him today. He seals the play. Real mature guard. Big, strong guy.
Well, I alluded earlier to the catch-22 situation. Do you want to take on a Tulsa team that's so very talented and spend a lot of time in the top 25 this year, or get UNLV in what amounts to a home game for the Rebels?
Yeah.
The winner of this one, we'll find out. 11:40 left. Bulldogs down by 14.
When the people at GMC came up with value pricing for their 8-passenger Safari van, they looked at what the competition offered and took it one step further. Load the standard Safari van with a powerful V6, air conditioning front and rear, power locks, power windows, AM/FM stereo cassette, and much more. At just $22,453, we're out to prove we're putting value on the road like never before. And now get 3.9% APR GMAC financing for up to 60 months. See your San Joaquin Valley GMC dealer today.
Cafe. Say you're in the mood for good food today. You want real food real quick and not far away. Just wait till you see the all-new Purples. You'll say it's a great way to jumpstart your day.
If you're a Bulldog fan, you're going to love this. Juicy ribeye steak smothered with sautéed mushrooms, baked potatoes, bread, and a fresh green salad. Only $5.88.
Purples Cafe.
Select Business Systems and Sharp Copiers, the winning combination. Your reputation is on the line when you choose copiers, so you've got to have quality products like award-winning Sharp Copiers and Sharp Duplicators. But you also need local service support. So take advantage of Select Business Systems' documented commitment to service. For peace of mind, more value. Select Business Systems and Sharp Copiers, the winning combination.
Baseball and softball season tickets are on sale now at the Bulldog Ticket Office. Every Friday is turned back the clock night. Tuesdays are family nights. Sundays are special days. And at baseball on Sundays, there will be a kids area made available. Call 278-DOGS for information on discounts for each of these special days. Some Dog fans feeling doggone low right now with Fresno State down by 14.
There's
Lois Tarkanian.
It's been tough.
She takes these games on, I think, as hard as Jerry does.
Yes, she does. Always has. TCU has just shot lights out.
Still shooting, what, 58% for the game? 22 out of 38 from the field.
Shot clock either team has used down to 7.
Not going to get a good shot either. Young's going to have to take a long three. Smith up a little too early, didn't get the rebound, comes off to Dennis Davis. Johnson. No good rebound point. Saw Fresno State face a 15-point deficit in the first half, get it down to 4. Heron will take that three. Looks good, it is good.
That's the way to get a three. When you beat the post, when they dive the post, get it right back out. That's the best look Heron has had. 11-point game.
Kicked it back out. Heron now has 26.
Now the crowd trying to get him rolling.
Johnson misses, and so many times when Fresno State has made a run, TCU's come back and hit a big bucket. Brooks on the run for three. No good. Rebound comes off to Jones.
TCU just doesn't let you rest. They go in transition immediately.
Fowler hits the two-pointer. Jones drew the defender, kicked it out to Prince Fowler. He now has 7.
Their conditioning really is impressive. They've been running all that long.
Check in for Fresno State next time it's there.
The one thing that always gives you a chance in a game like this is the three-point plays.
Aaron had a shot at it and missed it. Jones with another rebound. Here comes Fowler. Whips the pass inside. Walker has it blocked by Forney, but Jones puts something to the garbage and scores. 33 now for Mike Jones.
They haven't set out a minute, nor has Johnson.
Thrown away by Young. Davis comes up with it. That's 11 turnovers now for Fresno State. 9 minutes to play in the game. Jones again.
That's his career high. Ties it, I beg your pardon.
36 for Mike Jones. Biggest lead of the game for TCU, now up by 18. Dominic Young, rebound Forney. He'll put that back up and in. 10 points for Damon Forney. 8.5 minutes left. Next points for Jones will set a new WAC tournament record for scoring. He was fouled on the way up. They'll shoot free throws. Kendrick Brooks, his first foul.
That's the second team foul on Fresno. TCU also with 2. There have been very few fouls in this basketball game.
Terrence Roberson into the game.
There's Jones, who shows the quickness, head and shoulders. Stops, goes up, gets hammered. So he's about to set a new career high. He got 36 against Utah.
And there it is. That's also a WAC tournament record. David Evans had the old mark of 36 points for Colorado State last year in the tournament in Albuquerque.
He's 10th in scoring in the West Athletic Conference, and if you talk to Jerry Tarkanian and Rick Majerus, I'm sure they voted for him all conference.
Holding foul is going to be called on, is it Macklin? It's going to be against Fresno State. Or no. Oh, it was on TCU's Dennis Davis, so it'll be Bulldog basketball. But we have a timeout on the floor. 7:59 remaining now, and Fresno State down 83-65. We'll be right back.
The clever idea people from Plymouth are at it again with another clever idea. Plymouth Voyager Plus. What's the plus? A great lease rate, just $199 a month. Plus air conditioning, 7 passenger seating, and a whole lot more for this great lease rate. Now that's a big plus. Plymouth Voyager Plus. Get into your Northern California Chrysler and Plymouth dealer. It's the new place to be.
Jack. Hey. Get your own beer.
Since 1873, original Coors in the yellow can.
So here Ray got a new pickup.
What?
Saving money on corporate insurance costs doesn't have to mean cutting back. With Reinhardt Insurance, it's usually the result of better management of your total insurance program. Reinhardt, the name means insurance.
For many people, convenience is where it's at. That's what 24-hour tailoring upon request is all about at the Men's Warehouse. I guarantee it.
The Men's Warehouse in Fresno, Visalia, and Bakersfield.
Friday night at 8, a bite from a flesh-eating zombie turns Quinn from victim to monster on Sliders, followed by Millennium, only on your station, KMDH, box 26. 7:59 remaining in the basketball game. Bulldogs down by 18, and Fresno State's been bitten by a couple of point-eating shooters, huh?
Is that incredible? They have 63 points between them. And Jones seems to get most of the rebounds, too.
38 points, 9 rebounds for Mike Jones, as Macklin misses the layup. Malcolm Johnson has 25 points and 7 rebounds. This is Jones going for 40 and getting it. A 20-point lead for Fresno, or 20-point lead for TCU. 40 points for Mike Jones, and Bulldogs early have had no answer for Jones or Johnson. Heron's miss, rebounded by Davis.
Davis done a good job on the backcourt for him. He gives him a real presence in the middle.
Jones, one-handed pass inside, a little too slick for Damian Walker, but he corrals it, scores the basket, and draws the foul.
You know, Ed Manning is here for the Spurs. Nell Daniels is here for the Pacers. You think this guy can't play at the next level? He made the pass. It's been all Mike Jones. Nice assist. The assist is every bit as important as the basket. TCU is looking for number 20. This is Billy Tubbs' third year after a lot of success in Oklahoma. Before that at Lamar.
Six points and 5 rebounds in this game for Damian Walker. And a 23-point lead. Billy Tubbs in the Horned Frogs.
If you're going to have a shot, you got to turn this into an alley fight. You got to shoot before that shot clock gets down to 25 seconds. You got to go out and just hammer them and look for a break from the officials. TCU is just too quick, and they've shot lights out.
Jones, with one of the few mistakes he's made in the game, walked with the ball and turns it over. That's 17 turnovers for TCU, but I think that's a column that they won't even consider. This score holds up.
Portland's on the left-hand side right now. It's 88-65. Nice jump stop. That was a good effort. Real good effort by Heron.
Heron knifing between the defenders. He now has 28 in the game.
At 35, the last 2 times out.
Heron with a steal. Looking for his third straight 30-point performance and gets it with the layup.
One is a foul. Goes over the 6'9" guy. Lays it soft off the window. Here's the pressure.
Jones, of course, gets it and hits. 42 now for Mike Jones. Heron spins, dishes, fouled on the pass.
Who was the guy from Notre Dame that threw in about 60? I think that was the record in an NCAA game. I'm gagging, actually.
I remember
I'll come up with it. Wasn't
Skia Jones from Kansas State really ran it up against Fresno State in the NIT quarterfinals a few years back.
None of the shots that Jones has made, as you take a look at the effort here, has been easy. Chris Heron has had a terrific basketball game for Fresno State. He's got 30.
And he's got 3 straight with 30 or more. 3 straight games.
The story here, though, has been Jones, who hadn't sat down 1 minute, 1 second.
You're the coach, you don't sit him down either, right?
He's in such great shape. There's a foul. That's team foul number 5 on the Horned Frogs.
Foul is on Thule.
For years, TCU just kind of fiddled as you take a look at Jerry Tarkanian with basketball. And then Johnny Swain coaching, and then Mo Iba. Now all of a sudden, they look like they're real serious about basketball. Would you want to play this ball club, Ralph, from what you've seen?
At this point, no, not today.
Well, there are not too many teams that stay with what we've seen out here today. Johnson with 25, Jones with 42. And they've never let the pressure up. They've kept it on the entire game, running.
I don't think this is the same TCU team that fell behind by 15 points to Wyoming in round 1 of the WAC tournament. That was on Tuesday. Down by 15 with 11 and a half to play, but to end up winning by 11, I can see where they could just turn it on. Like that. Burks doesn't get the layup to fall, but there is a foul.
Billy Tubbs wanted goaltending. Scott Thornley says no. All right, splits a seam. Look at the quickness. Once again, it's a broken record, but speed never has a bad day. There's the foul. And there's the goaltending.
Got a good case for the goaltending call.
Well, it was there.
Did not get it.
You can't touch the basketball when it's in the glass, or I mean in the cylinder or on the glass.
Burks to the line. He has 6 points in the game. All in the first half. Closing out the first half with that big 3-pointer that gave TCU a 7-point lead.
Winner gets Tulsa. Tulsa's got a kid named Ruffin and a kid named Seals. Are very good. Now, what they don't have is the kind of speed I've watched out here today.
Under 5.5 minutes remaining now. TCU, really, since Fresno State had a 10-9 lead early in the first half. Smith. Nice little move, puts it up and in.
Athletic.
8 points for Rashawn Smith.
You'd think you'd have a chance if you could ever stop him, but nobody's been able to stop the team in purple.
Holding foul going to be called on, I believe, Dominic Young on the dribble. It'll be third foul on Young. TCU basketball out of bounds at the baseline.
I'm really wondering if TCU has a delay game. Because a lot of times when you're up big like this, you take some time off the clock. They don't look like they're interested in that. They just keep going.
Johnson got the rebound. Fouled. 2 shots for Malcolm Johnson.
Guys, spots, please. Thank you.
Here it is. Now they got the big lead. But instead of taking it back out with a fresh 35, they continue to put the pressure on him. Johnson, who has 25, will go to the line for a pair.
This is the highest scoring team in TCU history. So they can light it up.
Tell you what, they just kind of messed around with basketball for a long time down there. Now they're pretty serious.
Sounds like they're serious now, and it looks like they're serious now. Johnson, he's serious, 27 points. Kendrick Brooks checking back into the game for Fresno State. Darnell McCullough goes to the bench. Under 5 minutes now, 4:55.
Didn't know how good this club would be. They lost Kirk Thomas, a pretty good player a year ago.
Heron long on the three-point attempt. Rebound by Jones. Ahead. Johnson tried to call out a timeout while he was going out of bounds, but he did not have control of the basketball on the way out. So you got to control the ball before you can make that quick snap timeout call.
I'm going to tell you how much it's changed down in Fort Worth. I'm looking at their press guide, and it's about, what would you say, about 15 pages. Every press guide I've ever looked at in my life has a history of all-time lettermen, as Young misses one, and, you know, who's in the pros, and who's done this, and who's a successful basketball star. There's one thing in here.
You got the wrong guy.
Maybe that's it.
I just pulled out the big one.
You got the big one now. There's Heron.
Heron now with 32. So in his last 3 games, Chris Heron is at 35, 35, 32. Mike Jones. How many times have we said that? 44 points now for Mike Jones. Irv, I'll tell you another strange thing about this season, especially. It seems that every team gets gunned up to play against Jerry Tarkanian.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll have somebody have a career high in points or rebounds. Somebody will come through and have an incredible game. And today,
exactly
it's
right.
Mike Jones. He has a career high.
He's been amazing. Of course, Tubbs, we're talking about TCU tradition. You look back, and you did get the varsity book. I got the junior varsity one. But I'm looking at current NBA players coached by the TCU staff, and they're all from Oklahoma. Stacey King and Harvey Grant, Mookie Blaylock. These are OU guys that Billy had. That should change down in Fort Worth because he plays a style that's really interesting. They get it up and down the court.
Knocked out of bounds. It'll be TCU basketball with a timeout on the floor. 3:02 remaining, and bad news for the Bulldogs.
Never before have you seen a vehicle like this. One that can open doors and stay as versatile as you. It's Third Door Sonoma by GMC. Our latest innovation. The first and only vehicle of its kind that's open to it all. No matter how open happens to be.
And now get 3.9% APR GMAC financing. See your San Joaquin Valley GMC dealer today.
Humanity continues to disappoint me.
Oh. Letting me let you love you.
He's a genius. I am.
Really? Okay.
Let's go. Come on. Go!
If you're really searching for new answers, how about Denny's 3 new omelets? Not to mention all the others starting at just $2.99.
They really fill that inner void. There's even a book about these beauties.
We call it a menu. Yeah. Turn to page 3. There's a picture of me.
Just kidding. That's a turkey.
The next home improvement. Tim and Al get small and journey to the center of a shattered Chevy.
This engine knocking out? No, I think that's Heidi.
Watch as they brave the hardships of a clogged carburetor.
Don't try this at home unless you, too, are 4 inches tall.
But danger lurks around every cylinder. It's the home improvement that asks the terrifying question,
Help me!
will Al be little forever on the next Home Improvement?
Tonight at 7 on Fox 26.
3 minutes, 2 seconds remaining in this WAC quarterfinal game between Fresno State and TCU. It's all Horned Frogs. 44 points in the game for TCU's Mike Jones, a career high. 29 points for Malcolm Johnson. That matches his career high. Chris Herron leading the Bulldogs with 32, his third straight 30-plus point game. The only other Bulldog in double figures, Damon Forney, with 12. Three-point shot has deserted Fresno State, although Bulldogs really averaging about 8 out of 24. But TCU far above its per-game average for three-pointers. 7 TCU's average, and they've hit 12 already in the game as Dominic Young draws nothing on that shot. Johnson, a new career high. So 2 players for TCU get career highs. It's 31 for Malcolm Johnson. 44 points for Mike Jones.
You know, that's a great day, and yet it's the second best effort out here today. That's how good Jones has been. I think the story at halftime that was a little scary, though, was the backboards. TCU was just sensational on the glass.
TCU holding a huge rebounding edge, as you might expect. Jones missed one, but Johnson gets the board. Has it blocked by Rasan Smith. Jones, though, comes out with it. Under 2 minutes now remaining in the game. Great pass by Jones to Damian Walker for the slam. So,
you know, he's got some ability passing that basketball, too. He'll get you an assist. He guns a lot.
Fresno State came into this as the Pacific Division champion in the WAC. Turned over by Darnell McCullough, who then misses the slam dunk in frustration. That kind of sums up the day for Fresno State. Bulldogs came in after winning 4 straight, including 2 big wins on the road, and clinched the WAC Pacific Division championship in the #1 seed here. TCU seeded number 4 out of the Mountain Division, which is a stronger division, obviously. UNLV was another hopeful for the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, realistically, you're looking at the NIT for Fresno State. They'll wind up 20-11. The Horned Frogs have their 20th win. They're 20-11 right now. They'll play Tulsa tomorrow.
Burks fouled by Herron. Bulldogs will fly home tomorrow afternoon. The flight departing Las Vegas approximately 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so should arrive in Fresno sometime around 1:45 to 2. Billy Tubbs can start thinking about getting ready for Tulsa.
Tulsa's a talented team. I'm not sure anybody would handle this outfit here today, though.
Well, this is, as we mentioned earlier, this is the highest scoring team in TCU history with 1 more point. And Burks gets it. This matches the WAC tournament record, 104 points. And guess who gave up 104 last year in the tournament? Fresno State to New Mexico, but it took New Mexico 3 overtimes to get 104 points.
Rick Jarris mentioned earlier just how capable TCU is scoring. But we saw another dimension today. They hit the glass hard. Their pressure defense was very effective early. These guys had a great game. Herron looking for points 33 and 34.
And I'm not sure after the game if Jerry Tarkanian will attribute any of this to the distractions of what came out in the newspaper today, if that had any effect on his team. We saw what effect it had on him from hearing his comments before the game. But you said once the ball goes up, they forget about it.
I think TCU just was a better basketball team.
Well, TCU let them know they were in a basketball game from the get-go.
Here's what's interesting now. Billy Tubb has got his starters in there, and Johnson just went down hard. He hadn't come out 1 minute. Now he finally comes out. I thought he got hurt right there. They got a tough game tomorrow against Tulsa. And the winner of that game probably gets Utah. Well, that's not right, because Utah's got to get by either New Mexico or Hawaii. So nothing's for sure.
Malcolm Johnson leaves the game with 31. Darnell McCullough with the steal, and he should put this one, lays it up softly. McCullough in double figures with 10.
We'll talk to Jerry immediately after the game.
We hope so. He'll be disappointed that I think this cost his team any chance of making an NCAA tournament appearance. Walker lays it up again. That's a new WAC tournament record, 106 points, 11 for Walker. 25-point lead now for TCU. The Horned Frogs will advance to play Tulsa tomorrow. The Bulldogs will come home and await a call, most certainly from the NIT, for a second straight year.
There it is.
So this one is over, and so is the WAC tournament for Jerry Tarkanian and the Bulldogs. 3 zeros on the clock, and it strikes midnight for the Bulldogs here with a quarterfinal loss to TCU with the WAC tournament. Final score again here, 106-81, Fresno State falling to 20-11 on the season. We'll be back with more after this.
What if buying other stuff was like buying a car?
Yeah, I saw your ad for the $10 trim. That was last week. Today's special is the man about town. $100. What do you think?
Oh, I don't know.
All right, then. The presidential candidate. Oh, that is a beauty. What's 100 beans between friends?
But at General Motors, the car you want is the car you get. Every time.
If you really want to turn heads, try the troubled youth.
Now, shopping for a car doesn't have to be like shopping for a car.
You've tried to prevent it. You've tried to decrease it. You've even tried to stop it. Now you can reduce or virtually eliminate it. Stop snoring for good and begin enjoying nights of restful sleep. Trust the physicians at the Central California Ear, Nose, and Throat Medical Group. RSVP today for our next free educational seminar.
Sunday, catch the most childish moments ever caught on tape. James Brown hosts the world's funniest kids outtakes. Then, Primetime's longest-running animated series is also the classiest.
Can we get some clear plates? I can't see the TV.
The Simpsons. And CYTD Guide calls the smash hit comedy King of the Hill sharp and funny.
You got that right.
King of the Hill. It all happens Sunday starting at 7, 6 Central on Fox.
Why advertise on Fox 26?
It reaches out. I've got them from Bakersfield. I've got people that come in from Albury, Cutler, Rosa, just different towns. It spreads out good. And I noticed that as soon as we get a notice that we've had an article on or an advertisement on, in 30 minutes we'll have an increase. New customers. That's what's great about it. You get new customers.
Call Fox 26 marketing specialist Corey Mullaney today.
Don't miss coupon savings days at Good Guys Tire Centers. Get a complete air conditioning service, just $29.95 with coupon. We're your Good Guys, wholesale tires and expert auto repair.
Welcome back to Las Vegas. A disappointing debut, and as it ends up exit from the WAC tournament for the Fresno State basketball team. Ralph Wood along with Irv Brown, and the 108-61 defeat at the hands of TCU ends this tournament early for Fresno State. Bulldogs very disappointing, although TCU just was unbelievable today.
I'm not sure. I don't know who could have beat them. That's how good they were. And the two guys we talked about all game long, Ralph, Jones and Johnson, 75 between them. And they were just terrific, and they won the battle of the boards. Usually that's who wins the game.
All right, our sub of the game is Dominic Young, who came off the bench as he has for the last several games and hit 3 3-pointers to close out the first half. At that point, the Bulldogs had cut a 15-point deficit down to 4 before Burks hit the 3-pointer to close out the half. It was a 7-point game, and the Bulldogs really never had much of a look at it after the early moments of the second half. But the Subway Sub of the game brought to you by Subway. At Subway, it's my way with 57 locations. Now the Sun-Made Raisin player of the game, no surprise here, it's Chris Herron, 34 points, 14 out of 27 from the field, his third straight 30-plus point game. So the Sun-Made Raisins player of the game is brought to you by Sun-Made, the world's favorite raisin. We'll be back with more here from Las Vegas. Wrap things up after this timeout.
I got it.
Coors Light, the silver bullet. It's frost brewed to tap the clean taste of the Rockies. Tap the wide mount, the Coors Light wide mount can, with a giant opening for a smoother pour.
Spend your lunch hour staying informed with up-to-the-minute news, weather, and traffic at noon and 24 hours a day on KMPH News Radio 107.5.
106-81, the final score here from Las Vegas. Bulldogs will be heading home and expecting a call from the NIT. That will be next because there will be no NCAA tournament for Fresno State this year. Time now for the play of the game, brought to you by Fig Garden Village on the northeast corner of Palm and Shaw. Let's take a look at our play of the game. Damon Forney. Now watch the pass back from Chris Herron. Behind the back to Damon Forney, who puts it up and in. Again, the play of the game brought to you by Fig Garden Village on the northeast corner of Palm and Shaw. The Cragen Auto Parts final stats reveal some telling numbers. Perhaps the biggest deficit that the Bulldogs have faced on the board all year long. Out-rebounded by, what, 24 turnovers.
Once again, they just came out, and when they hit the glass like that, it was incredible. The Fresno State Bulldogs shot the ball effectively.
Yeah, I think the turnover story, that may have been 19 turnovers, because I know that TCU was turning the ball over with regularity, and we were talking about that. That won't make any difference because they're just running it up. And again, the highest scoring team in TCU history, scoring a record. Yeah. WAC tournament record, 106 points.
One of the few basketball games that you will watch where the 1-and-1 isn't a factor, the two-shot fouls aren't a factor. This was strictly from the field and mainly long-range bombing by Jones and Johnson. And they were just red hot. I'll tell you what, that's as good a 1-2 punch as you'll see in some time.
35-second shot clock went down for a while, and it didn't really matter, did it?
One time they got the shot clock down to 5, and everybody was a little surprised and kind of gasping. But it'd be interesting to see if TCU gets by Tulsa, what they can do against, you would assume, Utah. Utah is just a very tough team. A lot of people think they'll be a number 2 seed in the West. And it'll be interesting because you shoot like this, you got a shot at anybody. You got a slugger's chance.
We should mention that Jerry Tarkanian, as you've probably surmised, declined to do the post-game interview with us today. What would you think that he would feel about his team on a day like this? Did you see anything lacking in the Bulldogs, or was it all TCU?
I just thought TCU. You know, and when people lose a game, the first thing you want to look at is, you know, what did we do wrong? I got to tell you something. I'm not sure they did anything wrong. I don't know who could have handled this ball club unless you'd have beat them up on the backboard with bigger people. They just shot an incredible percentage. They were in shape. They went coast to coast. I've always believed that speed never has a bad day, and they were faster than Fresno State.
You had two guys with career highs, Mike Jones with 44 and Malcolm Johnson with 31. Just an incredible day for TCU.
Yep. See if they can continue with this tomorrow night.
Okay, for the Bulldogs, the NIT probably coming up next. The team returns again tomorrow to Fresno. The flight here leaves about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, should arrive in Fresno between 1:45 and 2 o'clock. For Irv Brown and our entire crew here in Las Vegas, that's going to do it for now. Fresno State bounced. They're in the quarterfinal round of the WAC tournament with a 106-81 loss to TCU. So long, everybody.
Bulldog basketball was brought to you by Original Coors since 1873. Original Coors in the yellow can, the last real beer, and by Unical 76, a proud sponsor of the Bulldogs. 76, we get it. We're your station, Lindsay. This is KMPH Fox 26.
Fox invites you to sing along with King of the Hill.
Hank Hill's a family guy. Regulars are marked high.
Ah, my arm! Ah, my head!
Peggy's his heart's delight. His boy Bobby ain't quite right. And there's Lou and his sweet
God!
Marine Corps and peace.
Put on some pants.
I'm wearing shorts.
Just plain folks, it's just plain funny. King of the Hill. Bill here's a fashion plate, yeah. Change your shirt in 68. This hound dog's name is Dale. Think the UN's on his tail. And Boomhauer's a culture tent. Is a you mean to well and well.
I'll tell you what you do. You just take them damn spark plugs out, and then that little hole, you just put a little hole around there, just like Bobby intercepts. It's like it go boom, boom, just like that.
King of the Hill.
Catch King of the Hill Sunday at 8:30, 7:30 Central on Fox.
This program is rated TVG.
Money from a structured settlement, annuity, or insurance claim? Do you have a need for cash now? At J.G. Wentworth, we've helped thousands of people settle their debts, buy new homes, pay college tuitions, and open new businesses. If you're currently receiving money from a structured settlement, annuity, or insurance claim, but you need money now, call J.G. Wentworth. Call now. Operators are standing by. Call 1-800-FUND-582.
Coop's out to cop some big bucks.
If you can crunch it, munch it, or slurp it, I want it in my machine.
When he buys a vending machine.
What you doing, son? You don't want to do that. Put your money right there.
Now he's making money off his own students.
You have no shame.
No shame, no game, no stats on it.
And PJ's on to his scam.
Get out of there, Mom.
He's in for more change than he bargained for.
You are fired.
On the next Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Friday morning at 10:30 on Fox 26.
With a full hour of home improvement, weeknights at 7 on your station, Fox 26.